Hey there, my friends. This is Matt on the Jedi Light Warrior, coming to you with a message. We're right here with my brother, Zach. We're actually at our parents' house, having a little bit of a reunion, and we've been really speaking some life into each other, having some realizations just about what exactly is happening on this planet and how we can communicate more effectively to those who are not yet awake, because that is a problem that a lot of us light workers are facing right now. Is we are here and we're very different, of course, you know this, and we see the masses and they're still entranced in the system. And we want to break them out of the system. Now, how do we do this? Because we're still in the system and we're at a state where if we nudge them in the right directions methodically, logically, carefully, we can nurture them into the flowers they're blossoming into. But we have to do this very carefully, because if we spit too much information at them, they're not going to hear us, and we can do more harm than we will do good. So I'm here with my brother. We're going to actually just go into some things and how you can better unleash your light to help other people wake up in the right way.
With dealing with this issue, I've learned and had a lot of evolution, specifically over the last year, in how to communicate effectively with individuals who are part of a already structured system. It's like they have their own beliefs and all this different cycles that they're stuck in. The biggest...
Give Zach a hand. He's new to video, and he's got some incredible knowledge that we're going to share. And this is just to show you guys can do anything. Zach's overcoming a fear, a limiting barrier, and he's going to freaking break through and do great.
Yeah, it's just weird to me speaking to a camera. Like, I mean, I don't. This is a new thing to me.
So stick with us.
Just like a new thing to talking to an individual who is not well versed in a more dense foundation of knowledge. We are dense thinkers. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. We've always been out of the box, against the system or counterculture, all that different thing, all those different things. But what I've really learned over the past year or so is because I used to be out here, like out of the system, standing from the sidelines, acting like I'm going to change the world through my just disassociation with general society. But what I've realized is that's not realistic. The most effective thing that we can do if we want to change the system is change it from the inside, not the outside. You can't fucking just do it from going to music festivals and eating psychedelics or just meditating by yourself. You gotta be active. You gotta be in it. You gotta fucking realize that there are... We had to restart this, man.
No, man, keep going. Guys, give him a hand again. He's doing great. He's got a lot of knowledge.
It's a hard thing to just get out there. Just like right now, I'm struggling finding my words because, honestly, ego is getting at me. Like, it's fucking making me think if this is the right or wrong thing to say. But I have a lot of belief on the way that this works. And I feel that a lot of problems that I had in the past were trying to cram knowledge down people's throats that they were not ready for yet. The spiritual knowledge can freak people out. Like, it's the same as Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on your door and trying to explain their beliefs or why you should love Jesus, all this crap. So, I mean, we can kind of get the same rap, being spiritual leaders who are just like, you need to believe in this or that, because that's what we believe, and we believe it so profoundly because it is what it is. The most important thing that I've learned is talk to them in a simplistic nature. Don't fucking go out there with all your ideas, all your crazy, outlandish, fifth-dimensional shit. Keep it real. Keep it realistic. Talk to them about things that are pertaining to this world that need to change. Set the example. The biggest thing you can do is just show them.
What about the milk, Zach? You made a big statement that really sunk deep with me about giving them milk before the meat.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is that let's just take it back real quick. We have a systematic child, somebody who has been in the system. They've been in this life or this matrix or whatever you feel comfortable calling it, this world, this reality, for let's say 25 years. They went to school, went to high school, went to college, started a career. They are completely in line with with the herd, right? Well, if you go at them and you're telling them some spiritually dense shit that is just so far up there and complex, you're going to make them think that you're fucking nuts. I mean, that's just the natural reaction because they are so accustomed to what they know, because we are revolved around the system that is unacceptable thinking. Like, it's just, it doesn't have a place there. Well, we need it to have a place there because it's realistic. So what we do is we go to the systematic child and we put a seed in it. We plant the seed within their soul. And so what do you do with the seed? You water the seed. You make sure it has soil. You give it all the love and care that you would to make it a blossoming flower in the long run. So you let that seed grow. You give it a little bit of water, a little bit of fertilizer, or any chemical that can make it better. You know, just random things, just loving it, nurturing it, and then eventually it becomes a flower. Okay, so now let's act as that flower can become a child. It can manifest into a child. Or a baby, better you say, like you make it the baby. Now the baby is here, and it's a lot further than it was when it was just a systematic child. It's got a little bit more of an understanding. You can communicate with it a little bit more and start to show it these new values, these new teachings that we really need to take the world into a direction of. So you have this baby, we start giving him what we call the milk, the foundation of knowledge, the basic building blocks to a higher density of knowledge. So we're giving the baby milk, and eventually that baby who was once a spiritual infant, once a flower and a seed, and now a baby, it grows into a child. And this child has even more capability to understand what you're trying to convey to them. It has more of a chance of actually comprehending. And that is the most important thing that we can focus on, but it has to be slow. And so you got this child, and he's learning, wanting to learn. He's come so far from that systematic child that he was over here when he was still part of just the regular system, the regular herd. You got him up here. Start breaking him off a little bit of beef jerky. Start giving him the meat. Start giving him that real spiritual foundation, that real motivation that we can change. We can make this world a better place, but we have to be realistic. You can't just snap your fingers and manifest it. It's not just going to be like a thing like, I want the world to be better, I want money to not have as much value, I want people to have fairness, I want this, I want that. It's not like that. And people have said it over and over again, be the change you want to see in the world. So that's where we got to start. I mean, we got to start with me. We got to start with setting the examples, going, not just fleeing from the flock, not just going to music festivals, which I did for years, like going to rainbow gatherings and be like, oh, look at me, I'm a fucking hippie, change the world. It's bullshit. Don't fucking rely on that shit. Fucking be proactive. Be part of the system. Because, yes, we are against the system because we realize that it's not the best thing for the world as a whole, but you got to be part of it because that is reality. That is the world. And I'm sorry, but you cannot change that from the outside. You have to be inside. You have to help these people one by one plant seeds within them so that they can understand and they can grow into this new paradigm that everything can change and that we can live in peace and prosper as a world, as a planet, as a working organism, instead of this me, selfish bullshit society that we live in. And, you know, it's become a redundant thing to speak about, you know, conspiracies and the banking cartels and all this shit that we are faced with that is unfair. Yes, it's unfair, but we can't just fucking talk about it and expect something to change. We can't just manifest at a fucking Grateful Dead show and think that it's going to happen, like think there's going to be change. Yes, I fucking love music. I love festivals. I will go to any Allman Brothers show that I can. But that's not going to change the fucking world. That's because I fucking love that shit. But what I'm trying to say is you got to be proactive. You got to be part of the system. But we can't just force it down people's throat. It takes time. It takes nurturing. Just set the example. Don't worry about what your ego's telling you need to tell people so they know that you are the spiritually enlightened being. People don't need to know that you're fucking enlightened because you say so. People need to see that you're enlightened. People need to see by your example that you're a good-natured person, that you're doing the right things, and that your ideas are helpful and innovative. Like they're actually like changing the paradigm of how things work. Like going outside of the box while you're inside of it. Okay? Like using that out of the mind knowledge to change things within, just small little changes, gradual changes that can just, like that little change can grow and grow and grow like a fucking snowball. And then it's like you have all these changes that evolve over time that have created this new paradigm because you got all these new snowmen just fucking popping up. And like right there, that sounded like fucking, that's the kind of shit that you want to avoid. Don't talk about things like that, because I just said something that made my ego click, and it made me be like, okay, that was too crazy. Let's start to train ourselves. If we're spiritual leaders, we need to be able to knock that out of the way. Except, I'm a spiritual leader or guru or whatever the fuck you want to think yourself is, because you are. Okay, knock that out of the way. Just fucking do it in a translatable sense to people who aren't. You don't need to prove anything to them. There's nothing you need to prove about yourself. They don't need to know that you're not crazy or that you're not whatever. I think I just made that point of they just need to see the example and see how they can take a step back from what they're sitting and apply that to themselves. It's not about you. It's about them. When it's coming from you, it needs to be about the other person, not about me. Not about me proving something. It's about them. Because we're all a working system and we need them to grow. I mean, that's the best way that I can really say it. Just, we need to keep centered. We can't fucking go into these egotistical rants, which we are very capable of doing. People who are enlightened have such a fucking ego. It's ridiculous. Because we start to like go into this mindset like, oh, I know all this shit. I got it all figured out. I fucking know. I'm this. I'm that. Well, yes, you are. Don't let me tell you you're not, because you definitely are. But be humble. Just realize that you don't need to prove that. That just is. It's already said and done. It doesn't matter who is convinced of it. You just got to take that and work with it. Do what you're supposed to do. Do your job, because thinking up here, being your egotistical self, is not your job. When you fucking start thinking about things, the best way to do it is just stay aligned. Okay, like you have an idea, right? Like you can fantasize about that idea in two different ways, positively and negatively. But what you should do is focus on the actual idea here in the middle. Okay, if you start to feel yourself rising, like you start to get what's the word for it? Grandiose? I don't know what the fucking word is, but it's like if you start to grandiose, I think. Either way, it doesn't matter. You start to get all these ideas and you start to fantasize about that idea and how great it is, how fucking brilliant it is, how smart it is. You're starting to go into the egotistical, not focus on the present mindset. You're starting to like think about like, oh my god, like it's this, that, it's so fucking awesome. You're like, like, oh, I can't believe I even thought about this. I'm a fucking genius. These are all ego. That is all away from present. That's past or future. That's not pertaining to the actual idea. And then the higher you go, the lower you're gonna fall. You're gonna go past the fucking scale. Like this is the low you hit here. If you're up here high, and it's serious shit, and it's gonna bring you down. So try to avoid thinking like that at all. Stay centered. Stay on that plane of that. It's just an idea, and that is a good idea. But like if I'm thinking too much, and I feel like those positive butterflies, like those good butterflies are too good, or those butterflies are too bad, that means that my ego's getting involved. That means that shit's getting unreal. I need to keep that in line. Like, I need to keep that set up. And, like, just try to set that in the back of your head. You get a good idea, put it in the back of your head. It's not going anywhere. I promise you. It will stay there. So keep that. And then when it comes to be the time where you need to discuss that idea, it flows out of you naturally. The universe is like it just comes out like vomit. You have no control over it because it's already there. It doesn't matter if you thought about negatively or positively, if you fantasize on the negative aspects, positive aspects, what it can do for you, what it can't do for you. That shit doesn't matter. The idea is what matters, and that's what we need to focus on, because those ideas are so important in changing the foundations and paradigms of our existence. That is it in a nutshell. Keep it centered. Don't fucking give in to the egotistic bullshit. Please. Please, it's terrible. I struggle with it on a daily basis, believe me. But it can be worked with. Just start programming yourself differently. When I'm fucking having an idea that just ran like in my head, I'm like, that's fucking genius. I'm going to take that genius, accept it for what it is, and stick it in the back of my head. Instead of being like, well, that's genius. That could change my life. That could get me a car. That could get me a house. I could be a fucking millionaire. No, don't do things like that. That's bad. If you want to be a millionaire, cool. I want to be a millionaire. That'd be great. But I'm not focusing on it. I'm not going to manage it. If it so happens to be my way, I will humbly accept that. Don't get me wrong, but don't focus on that shit. Don't just focus about how great it can be for you. Just focus on it as it is. That is genius. Put it in the back burner, and it's ready to go. When it's ready. You know, it's there. You have that foundation. And that's the most important things. Do not spend too much time dwelling on things. Don't dwell at all. Please don't dwell at all. I do it a lot. Don't. It's unnecessary. It's hurtful, painful. It can make you doubt yourself. You don't need to do that. Okay? Just try not to doubt yourself. Think about other things. Stop the action of the thought when it's coming. If you're thinking too much, distract yourself. Be like, oh, the sky is nice, trees are green, whatever. Just think about something cool. Think about the next person you're going to help. Think about how awesome it is that somebody just got fucking a steak at the fucking store and they're about to eat that when they go home. Just think about random shit. Just distract yourself. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. Because ego is fucking harsh. And the more that you enlighten yourself, the harder the ego is going to be on you. The more it's going to come down and attack you. Because it's going to see how bright your light is and how it's just a shining beacon. And it's going to want to combat you because it wants to break you down. And that's a realistic sense. You got the light force and the dark force. That's real shit. It's some real fucking talk right there. So please just keep that in mind. And love your neighbor. Love yourself. Please love yourself. You're a beautiful being. Don't ever let anyone bring you down or yourself. Just know that you are here for a reason. All of us are. We're just a big fucking puzzle. So let's complete that puzzle.
And what do you do when the darkness comes in, Zach?
Put your hater blockers on.
That's right. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Zach, thank you so much for letting us document your transformation. Here, I mean, give me a hug, dude. I mean, this dude was afraid to get on video, and I said, no, dude, you're going to have a transformation.
It feels unnatural to me to speak onto a camera. Like, my ego's like it's weird. I feel better now. Like, you know, it's still weird to me that I'm speaking to the camera, but it definitely, I felt a change throughout. Like, you know, it was like, okay, like, I got this. Like, I can do this. It feels good. It feels right. Before, I was like, I was past or present. I was like, what are people going to think when they see this? Or all those random thoughts that my ego is capable of producing. Because, yes, I think like that. My mind is a fucking mouse cage or whatever you want to fucking call it. It's got some crazy shit going on. It fucking combats me, but it makes me stronger. And so I'm thankful for it. It fucking stretches me out. But, you know, it like works that muscle. It just fucking works all those different muscles so I can be fucking more centered myself. And when shit comes my way, I can, like I said, put my fucking hater blockers on because that's the best thing that you can do. Shit comes your way, just fucking close up. I'm the fucking shit and that's all I gotta know. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I'm supposed to do.
Beautiful.
Thank you for listening to me. And spread your wings and fly. That's all I gotta say.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
I gotta take a piss.
Do it, man. So I'm just gonna close this out, guys. If that inspired you, if you're feeling amped up, if you want to do something with this planet, if you want to take it to the next level, it starts within. It starts with you. We are the Jedi Alliance. We're a collaboration for global awakening. You can learn more about us by Googling us or hanging out. You can like, share, subscribe on this page. And contact me, email me, Facebook me. I don't care. We'd love to meet you, hang out with you, and learn more about what you're doing to help save this planet and how we can help each other take this place next level. Loving you, love and light, namaste. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Let's do this. This is planet Earth right now, and we're doing this. Loving you. Bye-bye.